Normal maps are mostly used for detailing your models, but another use is for background elements such as walls or floors. Here's how. In the viewport you can see I have a plane and above it various floating objects. If I go into top orthographic view you can see what these pieces will look like once projected onto the plane. The way normals work is that they take the average perpendicular angle and project from there, either outwards with the extrusion value or inwards with the max ray distance. In our example scene, a plane's normal points straight up, so anything at an angle such as these sunken panels or pipes will have their height projected onto the normal map and react to light accordingly. Anything at a strict 90-degree angle to our plane won't be captured. Because of this, people usually use subdivision modelling so that the edges catch the highlights, but a simpler way is to just use the bevel shader. Over in the shader editor, I'm just going to speed through and set up a material for each object with a bevel shader. As we have large, medium and small details, we'll find a value that works for large, medium and small bevels. Now that's done, we need to know how high to set the extrusion to capture the details. You can do this by simply adding a box and using it to measure the height that is taller than all of the details you want to capture. As we are working only perpendicular to the plane, any value higher than the maximum works, but with angled normals you would want to keep it as close as possible. Next we'll split the view twice, once with a shader editor at the bottom and an image editor at the top. Add a material to the plane and in the image editor add a new image and set the resolution. In this case the default 1K is fine. Back in the shader editor, add an image texture, select the one we just created and change it from RGB to non-color. Then in the render properties bake panel, change the bake type to normal, tick selected to active and expand the menu to access the extrusion and ray depth options. We know from earlier that 0.55 of a meter will capture everything, so we can just type that straight in. I have a separate video on how to do this with a cage for more complex models that I'll link to above. Now we can select all our pieces, which are effectively our high bodies, and then the plane last and hit bake. When it's done rendering, you can plug it in with the normal map node in the shader editor and adjust the colour and roughness. With this method you can easily set up wall and floor panels and array them into corridors. Other uses include baking overlapping cables for detail behind vents. If you found this useful, subscribe for more tips. Thank you for watching and take care.